Welcome to the Brand Doctor Podcast, strategies that help entrepreneurs build reputable and profitable brands. Here's your host, Henry Kaminsky Jr.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Today's guest is probably one of the most influential folks I've ever met. We met through David Meltzer, and this individual has quite the track record. So he's a featured dentist on the ABC show Extreme Makeover, CBS The Doctors, Oprah, Larry King Live. He's got 16 Lifetime Achievement Awards. He's a New York Times bestselling author. He's an inventor of Zoom whitening. He's the founder of Leap Foundation. He's a humanitarian and philanthropist, and he's a fellow in the American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry. Without further ado, I want to introduce Dr. Bill Dorfman to the show. How we doing, Dr. Bill?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty awesome. Despite the circumstances of what's going on right now in the world, we're holding fort. We're doing pretty well. So for those folks who do not know who Dr. Dorfman is, let's take him back. Let's spend some time. And if you can share with us sort of your backstory and let us know how you got to where you're at today, working with all these celebrities and doing the amazing things that you're doing today.
All right, man. Well, I literally came from a very, very humble beginning. I grew up in Granada Hills, home of John Elway. In fact, our high school has now got the John Elway Stadium. And I didn't grow up in a very wealthy family. We struggled. We were rich in love, rich in support, rich in the things that I think really helped build my character and all that. But it was hard. And I started working at the age of 6, pulling weeds in neighborhood. And, from there, I went on and did all the things a young kid could do until I got my first job working as a box boy at Ralph's. I've never stopped working my whole life. I put myself through school. Nobody has ever bought me or given me anything, really. I worked from zero to building my dental practice. About 1989, tooth whitening started. And I became best friends with a young man named Robert Heyman. We're still best friends. He was from the Giorgio Cosmetic family. So he understood cosmetics and marketing and manufacturing. I understood dentistry and marketing. And together, we built the largest tooth whitening company in the world. And we grew Discus Dental from zero to $1.3 billion in sales before we sold that company to Philips in 2010. And the funny thing about that is I teach a motivational leadership program for high school and college kids, and it's called LEAP. And the first thing we do at LEAP is we teach kids they got to act like a 10, walk like a 10, talk like a 10, but most importantly, surround themselves with other kids that are 10s. Because if you don't, and you surround yourself with a bunch of 2s, it lowers your average. And ironically, we sold Discus Dental on 10/10/10 at 10 a.m.
Get out of here.
The merger documents came in. We had been working on this for almost a year. The merger documents came in at 9 a.m. in the morning, and I'm like, this is like too good to be true. So I waited till exactly 10 o'clock. And that year, when we went back to LEAP, I said to the kids, and we get over 500 kids that come to UCLA for LEAP every year. Unfortunately, this year it's going to be corona'd out. We'll have to skip a year. We'll do it virtually. Yeah. But I walked into the room and I said, you guys, I want to show you what the perfect 10-day looks like. And I went through the whole thing with them. And honestly, I always grew up knowing I'd be okay as a dentist. I knew I could support my kids and my family, and I knew I'd have a comfortable life. But in 1 second, I pushed a button and everything changed. And, for people who say, oh, money doesn't matter, they're wrong. It doesn't buy happiness. They're right. Yeah. It doesn't make your life complete. They're right. But I'll tell you one thing, having the security to know that I can support myself, my kids, my family, my parents, my friends, my extended family made a huge difference in my life. Yeah. So, money doesn't buy happiness, but I guarantee you it's really hard to be happy when you are broke-ass poor, like I was.
No, I agree. I agree.
And it was a real game changer. But I will tell you one more thing that I think is really important too. The second we started making money at Discus Dental, we gave back. And we gave back in a big way. Garth Brooks joined us, and we did a huge, huge platform called Smiles for Life, where our company, Discus Dental, donated whitening product to dental practices all over the country. And dentists would whiten their patients' teeth for free. The dentist did it for free. The patient would write a check directly to Smiles for Life. We donated all the whitening products, so 100% of the money went to children's charities. And to date, we've raised $44 million for children's charities. And, I now have 20 Lifetime Achievement Awards. I mean, I've done a lot of things in my life, but the thing I'm most proud of is how, as we started making money, we gave back to make the world a better place. Because it's not all about, me. It's not all about what I've done. It's about what I've been able to do with other people. Because really, I believe that he who gives receives the greatest gift. And that has been the greatest gift for me, is being able to change all these lives.
Wow, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Where did you get this work ethic from at the age of 6? Was there somebody in your life at the time that you were sort of looking up to or anything like that? Or where did that come from?
Know something? I was a weird kid. Like, I'll never forget. My parents tease me about this still. The first day of kindergarten, I came home. My mom and dad were sitting there. We always did family dinners. My mom said, "Sweetie, how was school?" I said, "Mom, you know what? The kids in my class are so immature." I was 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was not a normal kid. People ask me that all the time, like, where did this come from? There was something innately in me that I don't know. I really don't know. I've been interviewed by hundreds and hundreds of different people on podcasts and radio shows and TV. Oprah was special, not just because it's Oprah. Normally, when you do like the Tonight Show or any of these things, they put you in a room, they have a producer ask you a bunch of questions for almost an hour, and then you go back on stage and they ask you some of the same questions again, so they kind of know what you're going to say.
Right.
Oprah doesn't do that. Larry King Live doesn't do that. They want your raw, unfiltered answer. And when I went to OWN and Oprah, asked me, she said, "Dr. Bill, you're such an unusual dentist. Like, what inspired you to think outside the box?"
Yeah.
And I looked at her, I said, "Oprah, I never even knew there was a box." That's how far outside the box I was. I never even thought about any limitations on anything. I just don't. I mean, maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm naive, maybe I'm crazy, but I honestly feel like if it is in my gut, I do it, And I think one of the biggest regrets I hear over and over again from people my age, I'm 61 years old.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just shot for the cover of Men's Health. If I get it, I'll be the oldest guy on the cover, right?
Get out.
And one of the biggest regrets I hear from people my age is I coulda, shoulda, woulda. Don't do that. If there's two things that I can pound into these kids' heads when they come to leave, it's this. Number one, don't wait for opportunities in life. Make them. Because you can wait. And if I hear another millennial tell me that they're waiting for the universe to show them something, I got news for you. The universe is busy. Have you looked in the newspaper? The universe doesn't care about you. You need to care about you. And number two, and this is even more important, when you do get an opportunity, don't take it. Master it. And there's a big difference. Look, I was not born for TV. I had no desire to do television. I am a dentist. I love dentistry. And all the things I do in my life professionally, there is nothing where I feel more in my comfort zone than doing dentistry. But when ABC gave me the honor of being the dentist on their hit show, Extreme Makeover, and I watched the first episode and I realized how horrible I was, instead of sitting there saying, oh man, I stink, I beat myself up. I took acting classes, hosting classes, teleprompting classes. I literally worked with a media trainer who sat there and said, sit up, turn this way. Look, I mean, she was like Gestapo, and she beat the living daylights out of me and taught me what I needed to learn so I could be the best version of me when I was doing that. And guess what happened? Our sales had plateaued at about 75 million. We went from 2 to 4 to 6 to 8. We had plateaued at about 75 million and couldn't break it. There were Crest white strips and all these other whitening products out there. We couldn't break it. The year I went on Extreme Makeover, we went from 75 million to 101 million. The next year, 135 million. And the next year, almost $200 million in sales.
Wow. So
it was the infancy of reality TV. And today you couldn't do that. The networks, my deal with ABC was make me the only dentist. I'll do all the dentistry for free. You need to highlight Zoom in every episode. If you watch the show, there were 20 plastic surgeons. Everybody on that show got paid. The hairstylist, the makeup artist, the waitress, everybody but the dentist.
I like how you position yourself. I really do. I think if more people thought through the way you think through things, I think the world could be a better place, and I think there'll be a lot more successful people out there.
I don't know. All I know is I'm a weird dude. I can't explain it, but it's not like everything I do works the first time. But my definition of failure, I never fail. Never fail. And I'm not cocky. I'll tell you why I never fail. You only fail when you quit. See, if I do something and it doesn't come out the way I wanted it to come out, it's not failure. It's practice. Then I'll do it again and again and again and again and again if I need to. And I won't stop. If it matters to me, I won't stop. So you actually get to choose whether you want to fail or not. And I don't, so I won't.
Oh man, that's huge. That's huge. It's how you respond to things. It's your mindset and mind frame around certain things and experiences that you go through. Now, I want to shift gears because we're going through a very interesting time right now with the whole COVID-19 outbreak. There's a lot of people in panic. There's a lot of people freaking out, especially entrepreneurs, business owners that are trying to get through this, and they're thinking worst case scenario, and I can feel my blood pressure going up just saying all of this right now. My team, my company, my business is pretty solid. We're pretty firm. We got nice runway. We're okay. But there's a large majority that's not. And they're looking for leadership right now. They're looking to get insights from someone like you. to help them and guide them through a situation like this. What's the best advice that you can give an entrepreneur that owns a small to medium-sized business right now?
These are uncharted waters. My profession is hit the hardest. I mean, think about it. We can't do dentistry probably for months. I have an overhead of $200,000 a month in my practice, and we have no income right now. I mean, we are the highest risk profession out there, because the second you put a high-speed handpiece, or what you guys call a drill, in somebody's mouth, you're spraying air, water, and coronavirus all over the room. And that aerosol lives in the room for 3 hours. So, I just saw something this morning from my doctor who posted there is a new rapid response kit that just got FDA approved today for hospitals, which could be a game changer for dentistry, because if you can come into my office, I can give you this test, and I know in 45 minutes that you are not infectious, I can work on you, right? So that was very exciting news. Now, it's an expensive kit and this and that and the other thing, but this is just the first day that we've heard about this. It's a very, very trying time for all of us, and it's one of those things where you have to just kind of sit back and say, what can I do? What can I change? And, and be patient. I mean, that's it. Patience. I mean, the upside is I'm spending a lot of time with my kids, 6 feet apart. We're taking walks every day. I live in a big condo complex right now. And so my kids are a few floors below me, and we're all maintaining social distancing and all that. I'm talking with a lot of friends. I'm getting caught up on things. I've gone through, piles and piles of paperwork, and, trying to stay as productive. It's crazy because I feel like the day passes and like I did so much, but what did I do? So it also, I always have loved practicing then. I always loved working. It's funny for me because a lot of my friends are saying, I never realized how much I love work. Like, people complain about work. Like, I think, and we're all at a point right now where we'd be like, gosh, I wish I could just go back to work right now. Mm-hmm. So the part of this that I think is most distressing for me personally is, why were we so unprepared? Mm. We're supposed to be the richest country in the world. Why were we so unprepared? And there are so many countries out there that are not as wealthy as we are, that were so much better prepared for this. Why weren't we? And I'm not getting political or pointing fingers at anybody. I'm just asking the question, why weren't we better prepared?
Yeah. A lot of lessons learned with this experience, a lot of lessons. So, hopefully, nothing. Listen, another catastrophe will happen again in our lifetimes. It is what it is, right? But we just have to we have to learn our lessons from this experience and be better prepared for next time. And I mean, there's not much more we could do. I asked the question on my Instagram a couple weeks ago. I said, as entrepreneurs, guys, what were we guaranteed prior to this mess as far as success goes? Nothing. A big fat zero. So now that all this is hitting the fan, what lessons have you learned thus far into this mess that you could take away and say to yourself, well, won't do that again if this ever happens? And lastly, what do we take for granted? What do we take for granted that comes second nature to us that we can pull out and help be of value to our audience and our customers and clients? Like, those are the three questions that I want you guys to think about and level yourself out with as we continue to go through this. I think just having that peace of mind will help you guide this. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, neither does Dr. Bill, but I think having a strong mindset and just focusing in on the next right thing is the way to get through this. And look at your nice to haves and look at your must haves and make that list and cut what needs to be cut. I cut a couple $1,000s out of my monthly expense just to keep things going because those were nice to haves. So with all that said, there's a couple more things I want to talk to Dr. Bill about before we wrap up. So take that piece and do what you like with it, and hopefully it helps you. Now, I want to transition into your podcast. You have a podcast called Meet the Mentor. And
I do.
And I would love to hear how that came into fruition and why you started it.
You know, it was crazy. So I mentioned LEAP. And by the way, if any of your listeners are interested, you can get more information at www.leapfoundation.com. It's a motivational leadership program for high school and college students age 15 to 25 plus. And we bring in these phenomenal speakers. And I will tell you that many of my patients come to the program and speak. I've never paid anybody. This is a nonprofit. I don't get paid. In fact, I put over $150,000 to $200,000 of my own money into it every year because 60% of the kids who come on scholarship. These are A-plus students that come from impoverished families. But the people who have stepped up to the plate on my behalf and spoken, Anthony Hopkins, Usher, Mark Wahlberg, Eva Longoria, Michael Strahan, Apollo Ono, Kevin Nealon, Paula Abdul every year comes. Wow. Kathy Bates. I mean, where else are these kids going to get exposed to these amazing minds, right? And so we had all of this video of me interviewing these people. And I started working with an agent. He said, dude, turn this into a podcast. So when I hit the airways with the podcast, these were my first podcasts. My podcast is a little different than most in that when you interview somebody, I want to know the secrets of your success, and that's what we go through. But the one question I ask that other podcasts don't is, Anthony Hopkins hates to be called Anthony, by the way. Tony, if you're his friend, Tony, I said, Tony, if I'm a student watching this right now and I want a career just like yours, what do I need to do? Like, give me a plan, A, B, C, D. Tell me how you got to where you are so I can emulate that. And so that's what I focus on is, half of the interview is tell me about your business, what makes you special, what makes you successful. But if I'm a kid, if I'm a student and I'm watching right now and I want to do what you're doing, what do I need to do right now? What classes do I need to take? What kind of mentor should I look for and whatnot? And we launched this podcast. We are crazy. Number 1 in Poland, number 3 in Finland, number 2 in Iceland. We are in the top 107 countries worldwide, and we come in 94th out of 47,000 in my category in the United States. So we're getting great traction, and we're interviewing amazing people right, left, and center, and it's been great. And the message is really, this is for students and also entrepreneurs who are going to learn something from the secrets of these guys' success. So it's called Meet the Mentor. You can just download it from where you get all your iPods, casts, and and if you have students, unfortunately this year I think LEAP is going to be. It's crazy too. This is the 13th year for LEAP. And this is going to be the first time in 13 years that we're not doing a live show at UCLA. Actually, I have something here. I'm going to keep talking while I grab it.
Yeah. Go grab it.
I think that we're going to do this as a virtual experience this year. So if you want more information about it for your students, this is the program. Is that showing right side or backwards? Okay.
No, it's showing perfect.
Okay, because on my screen it's backwards.
Yeah.
But it is, we will do something. And depending on what happens with coronavirus, if we can do a live LEAP program, we may just do an abbreviated do like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or we may do the whole week and do like 3 or 4 hours of content a day and have all of our speakers speak virtually. I'm not sure what form this is going to come out in.
Give them the dates again, Dr. Bill, for those that are going to be listening.
So it will be sometime between July 19th to the 25th. Obviously, if it were at UCLA, we would be in the dorms. All the kids fly in. I have 80 kids come from Australia every year. The past Lord Mayor of Perth, Australia, is one of my best friends in life, Lisa Scafidi, and she has helped introduce us to the Western Australian kids who are amazing. I love them, and they come every year. They're not allowed to leave their country now, so they're not coming. So we basically put it on ice for right now. But we will do something. So even if it's virtual, and again, if the climate changes and we could do something live, we may just do a 3-day abbreviated program where we don't do housing, but we get a huge auditorium somewhere in LA and we do it there.
Awesome. That'd be awesome. So again, guys, it's www.leapfoundation.com. And there's a phone number there on that brochure as well. Do you want to give them that as well?
Yep, right here.
Okay.
Boom.
So it's 877-855-5327. I'll say it again. 877-855-5327. Phenomenal. Dr. Bill, what a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. And, we're all in this together. So we'll get through it. Stay safe and take care of your families. And for those of you that haven't been convinced yet, this is no joke. Stay isolated, be smart.
Yeah. Listen to what Dr. Bill said. I think if we all just listen and do what we're told, this thing will go away faster, period. And I just want to reassure everybody that, you look at the big picture. Let's zoom out for a second, go 30,000 feet and look down. This is a tiny little blip on our life course, on our life journey compared to the big picture. So I just want you guys to put things into perspective. Yeah, things feel and sound and look really, really tight right now. But we will get through this, and we've gotten through harder times. I can't speak for everybody that's listening, but I know everybody has gone through something that was very severe, and they were able to get through it. So just remember, you're built to last. So, Dr. Bill, again, thank you for coming on the show today and sharing your wisdom and your insights and your backstory and just giving us that positive outlook. And we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. So thanks again.
No, Henry, thank you for the opportunity.
You got it. So there you have it, guys. Take some of the things that Dr. Bill said today and execute them. I got a quote today when I was going through my early morning readings, and it said, action is the grease for the wheel of life. So just take that and run with it. So have an amazing day, guys, and I'll catch you on the next episode real soon. Take care.
You've been listening to the Brand Doctor Podcast with Henry Kaminsky Jr. To get your appointment with the doctor, visit Brand Audit at www.uniquedesigns.net.